Hey guys, it's Kristy mysticwater. Today I'm doing another FAQ type video, kind of similar to the video I did about me modeling in Japan and here locally in Canada. I had a lot of friends ask me how I did that, and I had a lot of repeating questions, so I decided to just make a frequently asked questions video for my modeling in Japan. And similarly, we're doing something like that today. Obviously this video isn't about modeling, as you might have guessed from the video title. This is about transcription and work from home and freelance jobs. So I just recently started transcription work from home, and because I've mentioned it on Facebook, I've had a lot of friends and family and people approach me asking me how I got into it, what it's about. There was definitely a peak of interest from a lot of my friends. So instead of just copy-pasting all the answers to repeating questions, I decided to just put this out on a platform like YouTube and answer those frequently asked questions, and you guys can watch it and then go from there. Disclaimer, I have taken a transcription course at Shaw Community College when it was still the community college. I went to Shaw for their pharmacy tech and MOA program, the medical office program, and I got through medical essentials, I got through most of pharmacy, and I got through transcription. I think there was like a few more courses left that I had to finish, like the compounding stuff, but again, because I had to be on my feet 8 to 12 hours a day, the more I got into the program, the more I realized it just wasn't for me. But I did have some training of transcription work for medical office with the foot pedal, and it was a very technical setup. So I thought I needed that type of setup to do transcription work. I didn't actually realize that I could apply those skills without using the pedal. I could just use the software that these companies use. So even though I did have transcription training and schooling, it is not necessary for you to apply for these jobs. So that's just the disclaimer. I do have some transcription history practice, like I got a good grade in it, but you don't need it. At least for the work from home jobs. Like if you're gonna be a medical office assistant, yeah, you'll definitely need the degree, but you definitely don't need it for work from home jobs. It helps, but you don't actually need it. So I'm gonna jump into the next part, which I probably should have done in the first place. What is transcription and how do I start? You're making subtitles, basically. The technical term for transcription is the written form of something. So if you're hearing audio or there's video, closed captioning is considered transcription. I was doing medical transcription in school, so I would hear surgeries or doctors making reports into a recorder and I'd type it out. There is that option available. You can do medical transcription, you can do law and police reports and write them out for them. There's education, so you could be a seminar or a lecture you'll have to type out. There could be group discussions, there could be sensitive information as well. I'm not going to get into details for confidentiality reasons, but there was a child services report that you had to transcribe while she's asking children questions and trying to figure out like what's going on. So there is sensitive content that you may have to transcribe, but you also have the option of not choosing it. There's always a sample, so you get to listen, like preview the audio quality and preview the content. I tend to avoid anything triggering like that, like anything super sensitive when it comes to law, police. I also tend to avoid math, and I tend to avoid like religious sermon type talks because I'm not religious. I don't know any sort of terminology. Like it's good to choose content that you're semi-aware of. For the medical field, when I'm transcribing surgeries, I find it much easier because I do have that previous history of learning medical essentials. So for me, that's much easier to listen to and transcribe and get the writings correct than say like a lawyer talking about something or teacher teaching algebra. Like I can't do that type of stuff, so I avoid that stuff, which is fair. Like some people are good at math, some people aren't. I'm not good at math, so I don't even try those transcriptions. I hear the math or I see the video and I'm like, nope, I'm out, so I will pass on those jobs. Anything you can think of that needs transcribing into English. And another thing I should have mentioned, you don't just have to transcribe into English. If you know a second language, you can get paid more money if you can transcribe like Spanish or French. I haven't really found any for Japanese. I think I found one, but it was for porn, and I really don't want to transcribe Japanese porn. I'm not doing that. No thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. So that just gives you an idea of the range of things you could be transcribing. School aside, how did I start? I actually found this website called thespruce.com. I'm gonna link it down below. It's like a blog, and they have different articles about work from home in Canada, call center job. They have just a ton of lists of transcription and telecommunication type work, but most of the call centers that are hiring are full-time, and I can't commit to full-time because I am in pain, for one, so I need a flexible schedule, and for two, I have doctor's appointments 2 to 3 times a week, so I just don't have time to commit full-time to a call center. They also have paid training for call centers, and you're more likely to get paid like an hourly rate, like an actual wage, rather than per contract. So that is a pro for call centers. Like, if I wasn't in pain and if I had the time, I would definitely consider a call center job. I've done that before too. I was an Xbox 360 support tech operator that did that for the Christmas season. So I've done that before. I've thought about it, but yeah, just with everything going on, it's probably not a good idea. Also, if you live in the US, if you live in America, you have a much greater advantage of finding work from home, because a lot of these companies are based in the US and they pay US dollars. So they're also going to be able to give you like tax forms for America, but they can't really give you tax forms for Canada. They kind of rely on you to like declare it yourself. So that's kind of complicated. And because of that, there are certain companies that won't hire Canadians simply because the tax form information is so confusing and such a pain in the butt, and the hurdles, unless they're just paying you through PayPal is the only way to do it. But if they don't pay you through PayPal and they do direct deposit, you will not be getting hired by an American company. It just doesn't work. What's that big one? Mechanical Turk, Amazon's Mechanical Turk. I applied, but they rejected me because I'm Canadian. I'll link the website down below, because if you're American, you can check out this website for jobs. I've heard it's good, but they used to pay Canadians in Amazon gift cards because they couldn't pay Canadians otherwise. So I guess that was a labor law issue, so they couldn't actually hire Canadians anymore. So I think that's why. But they have a large selection of online jobs that you could work on. That's another option. So yeah, do your research. Not necessarily thespruce.com or Mechanical Turk. Just Google. Google's your friend. Find info. That's all I did. I researched the fuck out of everything and figured out who hires Canadians, what's their pay rate. Like, I did a lot of research before I jumped into anything. So regardless of what I say in this video, please take time to do your own research. Another thing I should note is on thespruce.com there is some info, like company info, that is outdated. So again, research. The next part of figuring out if transcription is even right for you is figuring out how much time do you have. That's gonna dictate which company you want to go for. Like, if you want to have something quick and fast and you have like maybe 5 minutes at a time throughout the day to work on it, say you're a stay-at-home mom and you can't just sit on the computer for hours typing out stuff when you have kids running around. So if you only have a few minutes of downtime, or 20 minutes or so before when your kid goes down for a nap, you could go with Crowdsurf. Most of their hits, which they call, you get paid per hit. You get paid per like 20 to 30 second audio clips, like 10 to 30 second audio clips. And so you transcribe those 10 to 30 seconds and they'll pay you 10 to 20 cents per hit, per audio file. So you'll be making 20 cents every, like on average, make 20 cents for every 20 seconds of audio you transcribe. How long that takes you and how fast you type, you can see. If you type faster, you get paid more. If you type slow, you get paid less. So they offer really quick hits, and Crowdsurf is a great way. Like, I've already made like $5 just typing up, like, I haven't even hit 100 hits yet, so I haven't even done 100 small clips yet, and I've already hit $5. So there's that. The thing with Crowdsurf is they do charge you a fee for withdrawing your funds unless it's over $30. If you type that much and you earn $30, you can withdraw your funds to your PayPal for free. If not, they charge you like a small, like $1 to $2 fee. It makes a difference when you're withdrawing $5 and they take $1 from you. Like, no thanks. I'd rather go all the way to 30 and then withdraw for free. It makes more sense. So that's like a quickie little way of doing things that I do enjoy. I do that when I don't have time to sit down for 3 to 4 hours and work on a transcription. The other one that I just recently got hired for, is the third one, is Scribbleby.com. They pay you per the audio hour. So $5 to $20 per audio hour. They have a lot more medium-sized clips. So a lot of these clips are going to be 5 to 6 minutes, and they'll pay you accordingly for that. So that's a good medium way. If you have a little bit more time, but not quite all day to spend typing, Scribbleby, I think, is a good route to go. But the thing with Scribbleby is it took me 2 weeks to get certified. I had to take a test, and then they had to review it like 3 times to make sure, like quality check it, to make sure I am qualified. Same with Crowdsurf. I did take a proficiency test and grammar and skill level test. Like, different sites use different software and different grading systems, so you have to make sure you read on each site whatever one you're going for, what their criteria is, and how to meet that criteria. It does get a bit confusing because each site uses a different type of formatting and a different type of tagging and stuff, so you have to memorize the format for each company if you're in multiple companies like me. And I'm finding that 3 is pushing it. I feel like if I could just do Crowdsurf and maybe Rev, which is my second company, or the third company rather, I think that's like the best way of doing it, because I'm juggling 3 companies, and each company has slightly different rules, slightly different ways of grading and quality checking. So you have to be really on top of your game. I'd say stick with one company per day if you're gonna rotate, and just get into a rhythm, basically. Now Rev, they have a lot longer of clips. They can have anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour where you're transcribing. Sometimes you'll have help, like someone else will transcribe half of it and you'll transcribe the other half, or sometimes you're just gonna sit there and do the entire hour or 20 minutes to an hour by yourself, and you get paid considerably a lot more money, and they do pay you per the audio minute, audio hour. So that's Rev, and with Rev I've made the most money simply because I haven't really tried Scribbleby yet. And Crowdsurf is very small amounts of income that you're making, so Crowdsurf I haven't even withdrawn my money yet. I'm just letting it sit there. So there's that. You have to be very aware of the different systems and the different quality checks, and because you have to hold up a standard. If you don't keep the standard, they can boot you from their roster of people. So you have to keep a decently high quality check score, so you're not making constant spelling mistakes, you're not making grammar mistakes, you're not making formatting mistakes. So that is also important. It is also important to note if it's verbatim or not, because if it's not verbatim, you have to cut out stuttering and like non-important words, like repeating words like and you know, and like words that like I'm using right now. Just cut it all out. Simplify that shit. So yeah, that's important. Keep a note of how much time you have, how much time you want to invest into it, and the money you want to make. So yeah, do your research. It's always the research. I said the same shit in my modeling FAQ video too. Research! Another reason why it's important to worry about your quality check score and your average on each website is the more time you put in and the higher your quality check score is, the higher up the quality checking ladder you go. Like higher up on the job scale you go. So say I'm at the basic level and I'm just doing really shitty, like small jobs. You don't get the prime pick of the jobs. That's for people on a higher tier. And once you get up to a higher tier, you can double check someone else's work. You can become a quality checker yourself. So you're quality checking the newbies. And then when you're quality checking the newbies, you get paid twice as much. So if you work your way up, which is what I'm trying to do, you get paid more, obviously. More time you put in, more hours you spend typing, you get faster at typing, so you also make more per hour. And if you're checking, you can be getting paid 2 to 3 times the amount of money. There is that benefit. Yes, and there's all sorts of different content, but there's also different audio quality as well. So you have to be very conscious of your skill level and your listening ability. And my ears are often shit because I have like psoriasis in my ears. So sometimes if the audio quality is just too bad, I can't hear worse shit. So you have to be careful because they will dock you quality check points if you have too many audio portions where you like tag that inaudible type thing. Like you're tagging it as inaudible, you can't understand it, but say someone else comes along and quality checks it and they can hear it just fine, but you can't. you'll get knocked a point. So there's that you gotta think about. I'm gonna be putting links down below for the companies I'm working for and for that blog that I mentioned. I'm gonna put in additional information in the description box below, so make sure you go down there and check that out. I also highly suggest looking into the call centers. I think I said that though. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below if you liked it, or if you want to see more like this, or if you have questions about all this stuff that I haven't answered in the description or this video. Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. Subscribe! Boop. And yeah, you can watch another video down over there. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Okay, love you, bye!